When the Pittsburgh Steelers are trying to restart their dynasty to win Super Bowls again, what is the position that they start with? It's not what you think. It's not a quarterback. It's not a running back. It's not a wide receiver. It's none of those things. It's never an offensive player. The Steelers love to build their dynasty, their Super Bowl championship teams, around a defensive tackle. And remember one thing. When you say, oh, that's not true, it's a quarterback-driven league. It's about the quarterback. And that's true to a degree. But remember one thing. After Joe Green, mean Joe Green, the Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers, had a chance to draft the hometown kid, Dan Marino, the living legend, the Pitt legend, the kid that grew up a mile down the street from the stadium. And what did the Rooney family do and the Pittsburgh Steelers? They drafted Gabe Rivera, Senor Sack. Now, I don't have a problem with the draft pick at all. Unfortunately, his career ended in tragedy. He was in a car accident, life-changing, career-changing car accident. I'm not going to get too much into that. But it shows you the emphasis placed on the defensive tackle position and how important it is to the franchise, to winning Super Bowls, and the city of Pittsburgh. It sets the tone for the defense. I'm here, I'm in the middle of the field, and I'm coming all day to kick your ass. Whether it's Cam Hayward, Mean Joe Green, Ernie Holmes, Steve Furness, Casey Hampton, Joel Steed, you get the point. These are tough, tough men playing a physical, tough brand of football that not everybody can play. You know, some defensive linemen are slashers and shoot through gaps and that kind of stuff. Other guys like Casey Hampton are just 340-pound fire hydrants that hold up against the run and bring pressure straight up the middle. And they play unselfishly to let the rest of the defense play at a high level. Aaron Smith, I know he wasn't a defensive tackle, but Aaron Smith is one of the greatest Steelers ever. Kiesel, the same thing. Unselfish players. An unselfish attitude that ignites the rest of the team. And I'm not saying there's no Steelers on the team like that right now. Cam Hayward, to me, should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He has 88 sacks right now. He has a possibility to get to 100 or go over 100 from that position. Just the fact that he has 88 sacks is incredible. A man that size. All the passes that he swatted down. But for the Pittsburgh Steelers, it starts in the middle. In the middle of the field. And I love it. That's one of the reasons why I love the Steelers. I love it. It's one of the few franchises that gets it. If you look at Big Ben, when Big Ben's rookie year, the whole team was assembled. They had everybody in place. What were they missing? A quarterback. So the Steelers seem to build in a different type of way. The trenches, other positions, and then they're praying for that Big Ben to drop to them in the draft. They're praying for that. Now, I'm not going to pretend who I know is the best defensive tackle coming out of college right now. I haven't watched enough film to watch. I've seen games, of course, who hasn't, but you can't just make these blind predictions and analysis unless you really break down the all 22 film and watch them on every single play. You know, because some defensive tackles, they can bring it a couple times a game, then they take off a play here, a play there, then they're out the rest of the game. You get the point. Now, Senor Sack, Gabe Rivera, at 6'2", 300 pounds, ran a 4.8 40. He reminded me of Warren Sapp. That's who he really reminded me of coming out of college when you watch his tape at Texas Tech. Super quick feet, good build, even with that weight on him. Not his frame. He wasn't overly tall. He would have been a hell of a player for a long. In 6 games with the Steelers, before he had the car accident, he had 2 sacks. Rookie year. I mean, he was going to be unbelievable. But that just tells you where the Rooney family, the Pittsburgh Steelers, put their priority. What is their priority going into the draft? Art Rooney's already said, we want to start the 2025 draft. We need defensive linemen. That's what we're focused on. And at the Senior Bowl practices, where was Mike Tomlin and the coaching staff? What were they looking at the most? Defensive tackles. Cam is towards the end. It's nothing personal. Great player, great person, should be in the Hall of Fame. But the Pittsburgh Steelers know he's at the end. So what are they going to do? This beautiful process. It's like spring. It's like when the seasons change and the flower blossoms. Cam has blossomed into what he's blossomed into. He might get a Super Bowl. Chances are he's not going to get a Super Bowl. Chances are he's not. But he's been a great player. So it's that time again to put a new seed into the ground and let it sprout. Called the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. This is why I love the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is why I love the city of Pittsburgh. This is why I love the black and gold. This is why I love you. Physical, smash mouth defense. And it starts up front in the trenches.